Hello and welcome to our first episode of AUC Observe. I'm your host, Megan Munir, and today we'll be showing you many reports on campus. We will also be interviewing Professor Khalid Tarabia, Associate Professor of Sustainable Design and Head of the COP27 Task Force at AUC, about the university's preparations for the summit. Stay tuned. AUC works on reducing the overall waste generated on campus. In the upcoming report, learn more about the recycling program that exists on campus by our reporter Huda Nahlawi.
AUC is developing actively a more sustainable trash management systems that aims to reduce the overall waste generated on campus. In February 2013, a recycling program was launched where 13 sorting stations were installed in the most frequented locations on AUC's campus.
That time we've done a huge research to know what it's the best practices that we are that the other campuses inside or outside Egypt or even in the US they are doing to collect the sorted materials. What we have reached is to have sorting stations across the campus in the most traffic areas that the students and AUC community as a whole that they are moving across the campus in the open spaces. Then at that time we have only 13 sorting stations, and the 13 sorting stations was having a different bins for a different or for like a certain kind of recyclables.
The Office of Sustainability has constructed on-campus compacting station to compress the separated plastic, cans, and paper.
ومشروع الريسايكل مشروع الريسايكل ده فيه 49 بنز موجودين على البلازا تحت، بيتم تجميعهم مرتين في اليوم، مره الصبح ومره اخر النهار. الشباب معي الهاوس كيبنج اللي موجودين على البلازا بيجمعوا الحاجه وينزلوها الطانل. بعد كده بينزلوا الشباب بتوع الجولف كار بيجمعوا البساكت دي ويجيبوها هنا، بيتم فرزها وبعد كده بنوزنها، وبعد الوزن بيتم كبسها في المكبس هنا، وبتطلع بالباليتات بالشكل اللي موجود ده، سواء كرتون او كنز او ميه او ورق مفروم او لبن. احنا بنجمعها الاول بتبقى كميات كبيره، وبعد كده بنعرف بيها المشتريات بيجيبوا شركات من بره، بيتعمل زي نظام كراسه مغلقه، اظرف مغلقه وكراسات، واعلى سعر هو ده اللي بيشيل الحاجه دي، بيشتريها المقاول ده او الفندور ده وبيخرج بيها بره، بيتم اعاده تصنيعها مرة تانية.
AUC can sell the recycled items and use the profits to fund other sustainability projects.
We are learning the future leaders to know about or to be more responsible about the waste, and how can we be even a part of the whole cycle of from like always they are saying, from cradle to grave, that we are part of that. Like you are putting the recyclable in the right place and then collecting it with the right process and compacting and then selling it to the right people in order to reuse these materials again.
AUC works on integrating environmental and social sustainability to encourage students to act and make the campus more sustainable. Huda Nahlawi, AUCTV, Cairo.
There are many food outlets on campus for an AUCian to choose from, but what suits you best will be in the following report with Megan Munir. At AUC, there are plenty of food outlets on campus for students to choose from. But a question remains: which one of them will suit best your needs? To find out, we started our mission at Americana Food Court and we made an order at Smiley's Grill. The time of the order was about 12:30, which is just before the prime time of assembly hour. The court is not under pressure at the moment. After looking at the menu, we made an average order of the fans' favorite chicken sandwich with medium fries for about 85 Egyptian pounds. 12 minutes later, we received our order. Sandwich, fries, and that was our order. However, at assembly hour, things can get crowded at the court pretty quickly, and you will soon find yourself standing in a long line with an average waiting time of 15+ minutes to receive your order. Let's move on to our second contender of the day. We're still in the assembly hour in the plaza, and our second contender, Tarwi'a, is at the center of all that. We took a look at the menu and we made the same average order just like the one we did at Smiley's for a premium of 75 pounds. And after 7 minutes, we received our order, fries, sandwich, and that's it. Finally, we reached Tabali, which is known for its Egyptian cuisine. We stood in line to make an order. It is mainly for breakfast items, but it wouldn't have been fair in competition to compare its prices with other vendors. So we made an order from the lunch menu, and it costed a mighty 100 pounds. After only 5 minutes, we had our order: bread, chicken shawarma, and fries. Even though delicious, it was the most expensive in the day. Okay, to wrap things up, let's show the results of our mission. Smiley's had the longest waiting time and costed around 85 pounds. Tabali, on the other hand, had the shortest waiting time of 5 minutes but was the most expensive in the day, while Tarwi'a was the best all-rounder. So, next time before finishing your order, think of what suits you best. Magid Munir, AUCTV, Cairo. AUC student organizations and associations help students, particularly newcomers, in becoming more involved in the community. Find out more from our reporter, Mustafa Shahad.
Every year, the American University in Cairo begins the first week of its semester with many events designed to help newcomers become more involved in their new community.
First year students have joined AUC in the Fall 22 orientation. Through the 3 days of orientation, they had multiple sections and multiple peer leaders that used to advocate for them and tell them what's the university about and what are the clubs and associations and organizations on campus. This year we had our recruitment week, which is a recruitment week made up of 4 days in the plaza for all clubs, which are around 56 clubs and organizations on campus, which are active, promoting their clubs and the mission and the vision of their clubs to the first year students in order for them to sign up for all the clubs and organizations, for being part of the club and organization and all the actions and all the events that are taking place for this club throughout the year.
There is a huge variety of different associations and clubs. Clubs cater to the whole AUC community. However, associations focus on the student inside their specific majors.
We're working on 2 specific projects. First of all is the racing team project. What we do is we build a car from scratch, from the beginning, from zero, and we recruit a team that's based out of technical aspect and an operations aspect. After we build the team, we decide on how the design is going to work and how we're going to fundraise our money to build the car. Afterwards, we're going to know which competition we are going to be entering. Then we decide to build a car in a certain way and make some trainings for the members.
It is not just about having fun. Many clubs are concerned with issues that Egyptians face inside and outside the university.
Joining this club is very important to our community, not only to the cancer community. It's a big community of people that are affected, or someone that they love, whether they are family or friends are affected, or that just someone that is have empathy to the cause and wants to help.
We're going to make a walk across the plaza during the breast cancer month to support our dearest breast cancer survivors and patients. We're going to also take care of our blog to be a safe community for all cancer patients and survivors.
AUC students join student groups for a variety of reasons. Those who don't wish to participate in these organizations can participate in other activities such as sport.
Honestly, I didn't join any club. My only activity that I do in the university is playing with the football team. I've joined the team since my first year, which is 2019, and thankfully I'm still continuing the team. And I'm very happy to be within a great group.
دخلت السنة اللي فاتت مشروع خير، مجموعة اسمها خير تو جو. كان حلو قوي، انبسطت قوي فيه لان انا بحب الخير وبحب عملنا اكتيفيتيز يعني متنوعه، زي رحنا في فيوم وعملنا تسقيف للبيوت. دي كانت احلى تجربه في حياتي، انبسطت فيها قوي وتعلمت منها كتير وتعرفت على ناس كتير. ف يعني مشروع خير كان حلو قوي بالنسبه لي السنه اللي فاتت.
Fall 22 first week ended with free fresh drinks and food. Moreover, live music helped the students during their tough start. مصطفى شحاتة، AUCTV، كايرو.
The Office of the Dean of Students hosted an informal coffee break hour with new and returning undergraduate students. Get to know more about it in the next report with Fatma Bong.
The new semester has started, and the students, faculty, and staff members are very excited to meet each other. On that note, the interim dean of students hosted an informal coffee break hour with new and returning students during assembly hour at the student lounge. It was a great opportunity for the interim dean to get to know other students and give them some piece of advice.
My advice for any new student is not to be passive. Don't wait for anything. Don't sit and passively wait for education to come to you. Go out and seek opportunities to develop yourself, not just in the classroom, not just with work study, or not just with study groups or in the library or with your academic courses, but look for opportunities all over campus to expand your knowledge and information. Every time that you go to a lecture or talk or seminar or conference or event, or you join an athletics team, or you get involved in a work-study group, or you do any kind of service activity, all of these things are learning experiences for you.
Everybody came in even before the assembly hour, and the lounge was full of students, faculty, coffee, cookies, and ice cream.
I'm so happy that everybody came to this coffee thing, great coffee talk. I'm really happy that the lounge is that full. I would advise all students to come and mingle, and especially freshman students. They have to know the campus, they have to know the personnel in the campus, they have to use the resources, they have to meet with the dean and know their dean. And try to make friends. Yeah, I think this is a very good medium for making friends. Wow.
Everyone shared their unique and diverse experiences, but all agreed on one thing, that is AUC experience is all about being on campus.
My main tip, it's kind of a bias because I'm the director of the Writing Center. So my big tip is don't procrastinate on your writing and communication assignments. Come to the Writing Center from the beginning of the semester and let the coaches there help you kind of manage your time. Meet with them every week so they can look at your schedule and all your assignments, and you can just build a relationship with them and kind of go along through the semester in a nice, relaxed way, so you don't get stressed right before a deadline of a final draft and like, panicked. No, you're going through this process with that coach, and it's fun. So come to the Writing Center, go to AUC Connect, make appointments every week for the whole semester, and let's see you over there. That's my main tip as the Writing Center director. Also, just keep smiling.
This was Fatma Abu Omar, AUCTV, Cairo.
Tahrir Cultural Center hosted a high-energy pop-rock concert event in partnership with the U.S. Embassy. This free event was hosted in the American University's Tahrir campus and was open to all the public for all to attend. No more with our reporter, Munira Sam.
Castle is the lead singer of AFSENT, and this is her U.S. military service.
Personally, I just always wanted to do something bigger than me. I wanted to serve my country. My job in the Air Force is to basically sing in the Air Force band. So my whole job is just to connect with people and connect with different cultures and communicate through the international language of music.
She believes music is the perfect vessel for cultural diplomacy.
That's basically a big part of what I do, is to build relationships with different people. Like, they can't send just, uniformed people into different spaces. So we're able to come into places, communicate through the language of music, and then hopefully bridge people together. And then we can share, our stories. I can share your stories, and we can do it in a way that it humanizes us and helps to bridge those gaps.
Her band AFSENT serves the U.S. Air Force by performing globally. This week, they performed in the American University in Cairo in Tahrir Square, where everyone was welcome to come and listen to American classics.
It was a very enjoyable show. I listened to many tracks. They played well-known tracks in America. And I guess the last track she played here in the concert was fantastic. All in all, the show was superb.
The crowd was high energy and filled with a good mix of AUC students as well as the general public. If you missed this performance and would like a chance to see AFSENT perform live, they perform annually on the 4th of July at the U.S. Embassy in Cairo. Also, be sure to check out their Facebook page, AFSENT Band, for further dates, details, and information about shows and appearances. This was Munira El-Samra, reporting for AUCTV, Cairo.
AUC is well known for its educational system, but little do we know that it does not only provide educational facilities for the AUC community. However, there are other facilities that are offered here as well. One of them is the Carpentry Workshop. Know more about it in this report by Mirna Abu Saud.
The American University is not only distinguished for its education, but also for its services it provides. Away from campus, there are maintenance workshops that are the main core of the university. One of them is the Carpentry Workshop. The place is responsible for everything that needs carpentry maintenance in the university, starting from classes to big events.
يعني النجارة يعتبر احنا شايلين كل حاجة في الجامعة نجارة، زي كراسي، ترابيزات، تجليد حيطان، أواطيع أرابيسك، أواطيع خشب عادية، أي حاجة تخص الخشب احنا اللي بنتكفل بيها، مش مخصصين لحاجة معينة، لا لكل حاجة نجارة. البوص احنا اللي عاملينه هنا، مجهزينه ودهنينه وكل حاجة، وبناخده متفكك خالص من هنا ونروح هناك مكان الحفلة نجمعه ونحط فيه الحاجة بتاعته ونظبطه والطالب يجي يقف عليه خلصان.
The place has different types of woods that are used for different reasons, and it's known that all the materials used are of a high quality.
كل شغلانه وحسب الخشب اللي بتحتاجه. شغل مثلا زي شغل البراجيل لازم يتعمل عزيزي او بيتش انها تستحمل الشمس والمطره والهواء. لو حاجات بقى في الداريه جوه بتاع في بيبان زي شغل البيبان بيتعمل زان بيتعمل موسكي. والارو حسب الطلب زي ما انت حضرتك قبل كده ان واخدين شغل الارو في فيله المدير. فبالنسبه للجامعه بتجيب اللي توفر لنا احسن خامه وانضف خامه في السوق بنشتغل منها، وده وضع على شغل الجامعه كله ان في عندنا حاجات كتيره مش موجوده بره كخامه كصنعه كناس ايدي عامله في ناس محترمه كلهم على اعلى كفاءه من الشغل.
Technicians here have wide experience in the field of more than 15 years to ensure professionalism. The carpentry has a service that is offered for everyone in the university in case of any malfunctions that may happen.
مثلا يعني لو في مشكله عند الموظف حضرتك بيتصل بثلاث نينات بيبلغوا عن المشكله اللي هي عنده. مثلا درج باب ما بيقفلش، اي حاجه تخص النجاره هو بيبلغ بيها ثلاث نينات، وثلاث نينات بينزل لنا ورقه بامر شغل برقم الغرفه باسم الموظف في الموبايل بتاعه، فاحنا بنتحرك بالورقه اللي هي بتنزل لها امر شغل، بنروح له لحد مكتبه نشوف ايه المشكله اللي عنده وبنخلص له كل حاجه.
What is unique about this service is the fact that unlike other universities, the AUC does not need to get vendors, as they have their own carpentry team that can provide everything in the university in-house and in a professional manner.
الفرق ما بيني وما بين الفندور حاجة مهمة جدا. أنا بقدم الخدمة متكاملة، مش عاوز أرجع أعمل لها صيانة. بعمل كواليتي هاي كواليتي 10 ستارز. الفندور عكس كده تماما. الفندور عاوز يرجع لي كمان سنة يعمل لي صيانة ويعمل لي بروجكت على البروجكت. عشان كده أنا بعمل الشغلانة مرة واحدة. بكواليتي بمواصفة بأعلى مواصفة ممكن تتخيليها. عمر الفندور ما يديها لي. دي بالنسبة للجزئية دي. نرجع بالنسبة للجزئية المهمة اللي هي قايم عليها ورش الصيانة. انا مش هقدر اجيب فندور في مكالمه تليفون طوارئ دلوقتي الحقني انا عندي كرسي اتكسر الحقني رفاص ما بيقفلش باب معلق ازاز اتكسر. لا احنا بنقدم الخدمه دي في صوره من اسرع مما تتخيلي. مفيش فندور هيقدر يوفرها لي، مش هتحصل بمعنى اصح.
The workshop has another service where technicians can also help out students in their projects in different fields.
بخدم مجتمع الجامعه والقائمين على مجتمع الجامعه. بس لما يبقى عندك مشروع محتاج استشاره مني انا بوجهك نشوف الديزاين بتاعك، شوف التصميم الافضليه فيه ايه، ساكن فين، اقرب نقطه فيها ورش تقدر تخدمك وتقدم لك الخدمه، الماتيريال المفروض تستخدمها في البروجكت ده.
One of their biggest achievements that they were recognized for is winning first place last year for most sustainable project in the university. The carpentry workshop built their very own meeting room with university rubbish that some of it dates back to more than 70 years from the old campus. In fact, this kind of workshop is what makes AUC stand out in comparison to other universities, as it does not only provide an important service, but also participate in sustainability projects. Mirna Boursaoud, AUCTV.
Hello and welcome back to our show. And now it's time for our interview part in the show. Today we're going to discuss climate change, COP27, and AUC preparations for the summit. It is to our honor that we are welcoming today our guest, Professor Khaled Tarabeya, Associate Professor of Sustainable Design and Head of the COP27 Task Force at AUC. Professor Khaled, welcome to our show.
Welcome.
Climate change, global warming, 1 degree Celsius increasing. What's exactly happening to the world?
Well, that's just what you and I notice. However, it has been kind of increasing ever, we are past now the 400 particle per million ppm, what they say, threshold. We're already, the planet surface temperature is increasing. This is a reflection of a weak action globally. We meet on COPs, we meet on conferences, we develop and produce research. However, taking actions, as I said, that is coordinated actions globally has been actually been crippled so far because of many other reasons, maybe politics, maybe economics. That's why we look at COPs and the COP events, the annual COP event, into further reaching some type of alignment between countries so that we have a global stand against climate, and so that we can actually feel that we are either mitigating or adapting to some level of what we actually are noticing. So far we have some good actions have taken place, however not much, not enough yet.
Exactly. Indeed. So the question remains, why is the phenom increasing sharply nowadays? We have seen lakes dry up in the US, rivers dry up in France, England, Europe. Why is climate change increasing sharply nowadays?
Well, the world is changing, and the change is actually far more increasing and exponential beyond what we actually expect, beyond what the mathematical models are talking about. We can witness the change. We are witnessing the change around us. Here in Cairo, we see dusting in Shuruq of snow. We see different weather patterns. We see change in our fisheries, food stocks, agriculture cycles. All of that is because we need, as a planet, to take further, more stringent actions, strongest, toughest actions towards curbing our emissions, specifically our carbon, and a good amount of other emissions as well. Here at AUC, we pride ourselves with our green initiatives and projects that we conduct on a day-to-day basis. We have issued the carbon footprint report, which quantifies carbon emissions for the American University in Cairo, a report for likely the only institution in the MENA region, and we have a good amount of other initiatives and centers that focus on sustainability in general, CARES. We have the Building Sciences Lab in the engineering school. We have a good amount of programs that touch on sustainability and specifically on climate neutrality and curbing down emissions. So we hope that through COP we can exhibit that, and we hope through our curriculums to spread this education among the students. We hope to disseminate knowledge to the public, reach out, and make sure that our impact is greater and reach much more larger audience in Egypt, inshallah.
Indeed. Yes, exactly. That's my next question. If we talk about Egypt, locally speaking, what's our stand? Where do we stand? Especially that we will be hosting the COP27 summit. What's our standing point?
You know, Egypt is the percentage of emissions that Egypt produce compared to large kind of industrial countries like the US or China is actually minimal. However, the environmental awareness across Egypt needs some further education and further need to be energized. The youth will play a bigger important role in that. We need to stay further away from plastic, for example. We need to spread knowledge about our own personal carbon footprint, our own carbon footprint. Now that we have a good amount of projects that are geared towards mass transit and increasing access to mass transit. So now there is a good opportunity to minimize your emissions, the day-to-day emissions. We need to divest away from products that are fueled by plastic and carbon-intensive manufacturing. So we need to do more, especially that we are located a very special location globally. We are in the intersection of many cultures and civilizations, and Egypt has a good amount of resources that need to be well kept and preserved. So this is the time that we take a very strong action towards climate. We, by first and foremost, is making sure that we're a good amount or large sectors of our society in Egypt, not just speaking about students. Speaking about students, I'm speaking about the public. Understand what our commitment is to the environment, the challenges that we're facing, and the responsibility that the current generation has for the future generations.
Indeed. Regarding the actions, the AUC has started its own COP27 task force. Will you be so kind to tell us more about the mission of this task force?
Sure. The mission of the task force is to organize efforts for what we plan to show, what we plan to present, what we plan to talk about in COP. AUC applied for a space to acquire, just like many other universities and entities, to exhibit information, to present events through a pavilion, and to show the state-of-the-art innovation that AUC has kept in their labs, and what we are working very hard on every day. So we are working on putting together the list of the events, organizing the list of the presenters. We have, I believe, about a couple of months ago, a call was sent to the AUC community for submitting prototype projects and ideas. So the task force are going through this, organizing transportation, organizing reservation over there, and how AUC can further actually align with other entities, other universities in the green zone to present what we are good at, which is our education and research.
Indeed. Regarding AUCians and also other students, how can AUCians participate effectively in the summit?
AUCians can email us or express interest. We will be holding a pre-COP event on the 26th of September in Alfi. We will have, of course, links and information of how AUCians can actually join and participate. I'm already receiving emails about interested students, undergraduates, graduates from AUC. And so communication-wise, they can communicate with me, communicate with the committee. We have an email, cop27@aucegypt.edu, that, and if you can present it, that they can send to it their expression of interest. And we will definitely have we will need students to be part of that. We are in a stage right now where we are awaiting some key decisions from the organizers of the conference, so that we're able to put together the team that we have from AUC. And we meet regularly, the task force meet regularly. It's formed of heads of the different schools, and we should be coordinating soon. We're working towards presenting a detailed kind of overview on the COP event, the pre-COP, and it will have further steps from that, inshallah, working towards the actual COP in November. But I hope that they fix the days, because the days has been changing so far.
Final question. What can a normal person do to start his role in limiting climate change?
A typical citizen can reach out for reliable sources of information. That's number one. There are good body of information that is available through AUC, through our AUC programs, curriculums, subjects, and globally on the internet. We're all connected. Going to reliable sources such as the IPCC or the United Nations sources to learn about it. There's a good body of resources in Arabic and in English. On the personal level, looking a bit about I will look at my personal footprint. I will look at the modes of transportation that I take every day. If there's a possibility or potential to carpool, to the university or to where my place of work is, if there are opportunities to minimize plastic in my dependency on and in my intake, if there is a possibility to invest in biodegradable materials, materials that doesn't pose an environmental load on the environment. If there is a potential for me to reach out to those who don't understand about climate change by teaching them and talking to them publicly and volunteering in societies and organizations. I would look at the issues of fossil fuels, of course, and not minimizing, not just staying away from that, looking into renewable energy sources. If I will think about car purchase, I will go maybe for hybrid electrical charging, and I stay away from fossil fuel and the typical traditional. So there is a lot that I can do, or we can do, investing more in green footprint, enlarging our green footprint, minimizing our non-porous surfaces that contribute to lots and lots of what we call heat island effects. So we have a responsibility, whether our emissions are small or large. We have a responsibility. Egypt has been the center of knowledge and innovation for thousands of years. So whether we're so proud to host COP, and I hope that this COP will be the action taking, like what they say. This is the decision COP, and that's where we're gonna come out with tangible outcomes that would offer the prescription for public citizens and for everyone to really take further positive actions, and for countries to finally take positive steps towards the future generations, and to let aside a bit the politics and focus on the future and the future of human race in general.
Well said. Professor Khaled Tarabiya, Associate Professor of Sustainable Design and the head of the COP27 Task Force at AUC. Thank you for this interview, and thank you, dear audience, and have a good day.